everyone, thanks for tuning in for another video. I've just showed you a quick flip through of my Christmas Traveller's Notebook style junk journal, and just to give you an idea of what it is I'm making here. So I'm using one of the covers I've got that I haven't filled up yet to just use as a template. I do have a cardboard cutout template, but I don't know where I've put it. I've had a bit of a sort out. And of course now I don't know where anything is. So I'm just using that as a template, and I've got a bit of cereal box card here and I'm cutting it down to size. Again, there are loads of different ways, I'm always saying it, there's loads of different ways to make junk journals and, you know, put covers and what have you together. I just use what I have to hand. So I'm literally just cutting this down to size and I'm going to fold it in half. Simple. I will be making more of these. I enjoy making the Traveller's Notebook style inserts. I will also be doing another Traveller's Notebook cover for myself, because I've got an A5 one, which is leather, and I dyed it yellow because I really wanted a yellow one for last year, but now I'm feeling I want an olive green one, so I shall order some dye and some leather and I'll put that together. So I'll make some TN inserts for myself, and I'll probably do them in A5 size because I do like to carry a Traveller's Notebook around with me, especially over the summer when I'm out and about. I like to sit and draw, so I'll have a sketchbook insert, and yeah, so this year I'm going to have a junk journal insert as well, which will be interesting. So I'm going to use some of this red fabric that I've been using to make a larger journal, which I still have to complete. So I've done a few more bits in it. I'll upload a video of that soon, and I'm probably going to call it quits on that one soon because I'm pretty happy with how it's looking. But I love the fabric, so this is a little piece of the fabric which hasn't got like the main design on it, but it's still pretty enough to be a journal cover, and that's how it's going to look. So I'm going to use that sort of more subtle side. There are two sides to it, and I've just chosen to put that side in the front. I'm using the non-pattern side of the cereal box to go into the fabric because I didn't want anything showing through, and I'm going to use a cardstock on the inside so it will cover it up nicely anyway. And it's that cardstock you can see just there. So I've used that piece of card as my guide to cut out this piece that's going to go on the inside of the journal. I'm cutting just out the lines, and I'm going to use my paper trimmer to make sure those lines are nice and straight. And I'm going to stick that in to the inside with some Fabri-Tac. If you don't have Fabri-Tac or something, or a strong adhesive, a Pritt stick or something would do. If you're going to use this technique, because I'm going to sew around the edges and I will sew the signature in as well, so it will be really nice and secure when you're done anyway. I just don't want any creasing or any bowing, which is why I like to add a bit of glue to the inside to make sure that as I fold it or over time it doesn't kind of bobble up. I've just been ordering more Fabri-Tac because it is Lent on Wednesday, and that obviously means I have to give something up for 40 days and 40 nights. So I have chosen to give up spending, and I'd be curious to hear what you guys have chosen to give up for this year. I have done it in the past where I've given up biscuits, bread, the usual chocolate, and I don't find it difficult to give those things up, if I'm honest, so it's not like a massive challenge, but I think I'm going to struggle with the spending. And I mean any excess spending, so I mean when I go to Tesco's and I go there for bread and milk and I come out with a trolley full of things I definitely didn't need and probably only bought because they were on offer. So I mean the frivolous spending, like junk journal spending, I'm sad to say, is going to be in that category. But I'm hoping it will spur me on to use some of the things. I've got some really nice things. I've got quite a few things actually. I've got a really good stash going on now I think anyway, not as good as some guys out there that have amazing stashes, but I've got enough, and I've got some bits that I can definitely do with using up. So I'm hoping it'll encourage me to kind of shop my stash as opposed to just ordering and ordering and ordering. And it'll force me maybe to get a bit more creative. So where I see another YouTuber create something, ordinarily I'd go out and buy whatever it is they had to create that thing, whereas now, like in the next sort of few weeks, I'm going to have to look at it and decide how I can create that using what I've already got. Does that make sense? That makes sense. So yeah, I'm quite excited to have that little bit of a challenge. I have just been ordering, as I say, Fabri-Tac and a few other bits actually, because I'm defeating the point by just ordering the things I might need in advance. But hey ho, that's no one put them rules in place. No one said I couldn't buy it all now. So I've trimmed the excess, so I'm going to keep those larger pieces to use somewhere in the journal, and I have passed this through my sewing machine as well. So I've just sewn right around the edge, just with some white thread. You can use a contrasting thread, that would look really nice. I had white on my machine, so that's what I used. And it's not perfect, it does get a bit close to the edge on one of the sides, but you know, I've stuck it down with Fabri-Tac anyway, so that'll hold it in place regardless. You can see here, look, it's a bit close to the edge, but I might even add some lace to that edge or something as we go on. I did toy with the idea of adding a lace piece down the spine, but I like things quite simple. My taste generally is quite simple, quite clean cuts, quite, you know, I don't know how to describe it. So I like the fact that the cover is just a nice piece of fabric, like it just speaks for itself. I don't need to add any embellishments to the front, although I do like the look of junk journals with lots of embellishments on. I prefer to add mine inside. I like to go a bit crazy with the lace and the pages and what have you. So I've pulled out a selection of pages, different papers. I'll probably do some printing. These are pretty plain as it is, and I've just had a quick flick through, and yeah, it needs some more colour, it needs more something. But as I said, this video is really just about putting the bare bones together, and then going forward in the next video it'll be about embellishing it. So I'll probably do some stamping, maybe some printing, get some colour in there, make it look really nice. There's not really going to be a theme to this journal, it's just a bit girly, a bit pretty, a bit lacy, which tends to be my natural go-to. I'm not quite sure what to do. So yeah, these are the pages that I've chosen. A few plain ones, there's some square paper, some lined paper. The good thing about traveller's notebooks as well is if you're using A4 sheets, I'm in the UK obviously, so we've got A4, I fold them pretty much to the right size. I'm just guesstimating, I'm not really using a template here, I'm just eyeballing where I need to fold, and then the excess I like to fold in on itself. So some of those I might go and sew down to create pockets with, some I just leave as a flap because that's extra journaling space, and then if I keep this journal, if I sell this journal, whoever comes to use this journal can decide for themselves if they want to stick it down, have it as a pocket, or they could just tear it off. The torn off pieces, some of them I did tear the pieces off, the torn off pieces I'll use as backings for tags and things, so that it will never get wasted. Another thing to consider when you're layering pages that are different sizes, or here on this page, so this is quite an old piece of paper, it's naturally aged, and as I'm folding it I've noticed that there are some holes appearing in the crease. It's obviously a very thin, brittle piece of paper, so I'm using the masking tape to stick the pocket down, and then I'm going to add a tiny little piece over the spine to protect it as well. I will go back in later as well, because I realised that the actual fold, the centre fold that's going to be sewn down, that will also be brittle, so I taped that as well, because I'm going to sew down the middle and it would just split the paper if it wasn't reinforced. So yeah, I'm folding these in a few different ways. This one I folded in half, so it's got a little flap on either side. You know, you just have a bit of fun with it. I've got some smaller pages. Yeah, so going back to what I was saying, when you're layering pages, it's a good idea to layer them so they're not all centered. So some of the pages, when you see like the final flip through, I'm doing this pretty quick because and it is just me layering up pages. It's nothing, you know, it's not really anything pleasing to watch necessarily. But when I'm layering up pages, I do them kind of offset. So if I've got two smaller sheets that are next to each other, I like to have one higher up, one lower down. And as I go through decorating the pages, I'm going to add different embellishments to those to kind of make each one stand out. And you can really see like the layering effect coming through the pages, and it's just eye-catching. It's a bit more pleasing to the eye. So I'm having a little flip through here, making sure everything opens and closes. This back piece here, I noticed that dictionary page was getting caught under the flap, so I moved it. And that is how it will look. I might, as I say, add more in, and we're going to embellish it tomorrow. So I'll do some printing. I might add some more pages, some colourful pages. I've got some book pages and things I might want to add in there, but I had to take my son to karate, so that was it for this evening. So I will see you again very soon, and we will carry on with this little traveller's notebook. Bye guys!